May 1st marks Labor Day around the world, and in Taiwan, workers from all sectors are taking to the streets to call for improved working conditions. Our reporter Tiffany Wong is at a rally outside the presidential office in Taipei. Tiffany, what groups are we seeing there, and what are they calling for?
Hi, Laura. Well, several thousands are marching on the street in front of the presidential office here in Taipei to call for better retirement benefits, as well as universal labor and employment insurance and expanded pensions for public workers. We're seeing groups from all sorts of sectors, from airlines workers to telecoms workers, sanitation workers, and even migrant caregivers. And they each have their own challenges at work, but today they're uniting in hopes that the government will hear their calls for improved security after decades of service, and they're going to be marching down the road all the way to the legislative Yuan to make sure that their voices are heard.
So are there any special demands this year?
Well, one thing to note is that they're including, they want equal treatment for migrant workers this year. And in particular, they want all migrant workers to have guaranteed access to Taiwan's labor insurance and pension systems. Now, right now, there are about 800,000 workers from overseas, including Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and could even have some more coming from India. And they're working in jobs like caregiving, manufacturing, and fishing. These are essential jobs, especially as Taiwan's society ages, but these jobs are also sometimes seen as unwanted or undesirable. And these migrant workers are a vulnerable group. They're subject to high broker fees, as well as different rules from Taiwanese workers. Now, earlier, I spoke with Wong, who's a longtime advocate for migrant workers' rights here in Taiwan. And we started off by talking about some of the most pressing issues that migrant workers face today.
There are two parts of migrant workers who are excluded from the Labor Standard Act and also the labor insurance, which is the domestic workers and the distant water fishermen. But there's one point I want to raise, because the minimum payment for the insurance is always the same. So it means if the domestic workers are included without being covered by the minimum wage as others, then even they only got 20,000 monthly, they still need to pay the same payment as the other workers who can get at least almost 30,000 or 30 plus. And that's not really fair. And now another issue emerged more and more. When the migrant workers, they are active on the unionism, on the activism, they might be picked up by the brokers or employers as troublemakers. So they might put them as a hidden blacklist, even it should be banned, should be illegal. But these workers will be, therefore, very difficult to find a new job.
Do you feel like Taiwan's government is paying attention to the issues migrant workers face right now?
Honestly, it's been better than before. For quite a long time, I think the government, not only the Ministry of Labor, they haven't been really taken serious consideration on the migrant workers' issues. Maybe because the migrants, they don't have vote. On the other hand, the brokers and employers, they have vote and they can donate. So each major party, even they might be sympathetic to some serious humanitarian issues, but it's not that often for any politician to show strong support to change the system. Currently, we see there are some new promises. That's mostly because of the pressure from the US government, as well from EU. So without the foreign pressures, I think the Taiwan government, they might not do something concretely. So actually we welcome this kind of positive intervention from foreign governments or foreign brands. And we need them to push Taiwan further to really eradicate forced labor.
Now, these migrant workers and advocates hope that the momentum from foreign pressure can continue and that local advocacy like today's march can also be effective in helping to improve their working and living conditions here in Taiwan.
Thanks, Tiffany. That was Tiffany Wong in Taipei. We'll have more Labor Day coverage throughout the day.